They tell you stories of gods' gold pyramids piercing the sky like broken promises. They teach you names, dynasties, dates, a history scrubbed clean, bleached by the desert sun. But what about the secrets whispered in the palace corridors, darling? The heat that rises not just from the sand, but from a touch, a glance, a forbidden vow. The real history isn't carved in stone. It's written on the heart, in ink, tears, perfume. It's a tragic love story, a summertime sadness that has lasted for millennia. Tonight, we're going to peel back the linen wrappings, not of the dead, but of their desires. We'll listen to echoes deemed too scandalous for the classroom, too human. I think we should pick up the phone. Down in the Valley of the Kings, where the dead sleep in beds of gold, they played a dangerous game. The pharaohs, they weren't just kings, they were gods on earth. And gods, my love, don't follow the rules of men, they make their own. To keep the bloodline pure as the lotus blooming from mud, they looked not to foreign lands, but to their own reflection. A brother would take his sister's hand, not just as a sibling, but as a queen. A dynasty built on a promise whispered in the nursery. They called it sacred, a divine mandate. But in the long, silent nights, with only the moon as witness, did they see a brother, a sister, or just a lover? A tragic romance, sealed by a crown. Imagine the weight of it. To love someone the world says is forbidden, yet your very divinity depends on that love. It's a beautiful kind of poison, isn't it? The court would have whispered, of course, they always do. But the power of the throne silences all but the most daring. Cleopatra, the last queen, she came from a long line of this. She knew love and politics twisted together until you couldn't tell them apart. Behind coal-lined eyes and golden headdresses, there were hearts. And hearts, darling, have a tendency to break, even when they're royal. This wasn't just strategy, it was tragedy. A love story written in hieroglyphs, a blessing and a curse. Like a perfect, sad song on repeat. They ruled a kingdom of beautiful, terrible secrets. Before the movies, before the radio, they had poetry. And oh, the poetry they wrote. It wasn't just about battles and gods. It was about us, baby. The heat of a summer night, the taste of wine on your lover's lips, the feeling of their skin against yours. They carved their desires into papyrus, little love letters to the world, filled with a longing so deep it still echoes. They weren't shy, these ancient lovers. The body was its own temple. They wrote of sailing downstream to the fields of the blessed. And darling, they weren't talking about a vacation. It was a language of coded desires, a map of the heart and the body. One poem reads, "My heart flutters, it cannot be concealed. He does not know how I long to embrace him." You can feel it, can't you? The ache, the breathless anticipation, the same as waiting for a text, for headlights in the driveway. They painted passions on walls meant for eternity. Men, women, entwined in embraces more than affection. Scandalous, sure, but honest. The nude and the divine, captured forever. True poetry lives in the spaces between. A glance, a secret, a flare of desire. They wrote sad, beautiful love songs, hoping someone, someday, would listen. The air in Egypt, it was a symphony of scents, a potion to enchant the senses. Seduction wasn't just seen, it was breathed. They anointed their bodies with fragrant oils, myrrh, frankincense, not just for gods, but for lovers. Imagine a queen preparing, her skin glistening with lotus oil, cinnamon, juniper, perfumes for every mood, every desire. The famous kifi, a dusk ritual, its smoke carrying prayers and earthly invitations into the darkening sky. A kind of magic. Pools of milk, honey, petals. Not just clean, transformed. Washing away the day to become a goddess, a siren, a queen of a lonely heart. This wasn't vanity. It was devotion. To beauty, to pleasure, to the art of living. A baptism of seduction. soft light, intoxicating scents, the promise of something unforgettable. A spell woven from fragrance and ritual, because the most powerful aphrodisiac is a beautiful, lingering memory. We're taught to cover up, to be ashamed, but they were different. In the Egyptian sun, nudity wasn't a scandal. It was normal. Servants, dancers, farmers, bodies as tools, instruments, part of the landscape. They didn't see sin, they saw function, life. The body in the light, not the shadows. Look at their art. It's everywhere. Young women serving at banquets, casual, unapologetic grace, jewelry and collars, but little else. It wasn't provocation like we think. It was status, role, a celebration of the human form. There were rules, a time and place, but the nude form was constant, a thread through culture. Acceptance, comfort, the divine in the human, a beautiful lost innocence. A naked body is just that, a body. The soul holds the real secrets. The rest is a temporary, beautiful vessel. The word harem conjures forbidden pleasure. But reality was more complicated. Less about lust, more about power. A political institution, alliances, treaties, dynastic ambition. A theater of power, staged in pleasure chambers. Imagine the loneliness. Hundreds of beautiful women from everywhere, all vying for one man. A man who was a god, a king, a nation. Tension, whispers, rivalries, friendships were liabilities, love a weakness, and yet moments of connection, fleeting passion in perfumed air. A weary king seeks solace in arms that see the man, not the pharaoh. Politics and passion, lovers in a blurred world where empires tilt in bedrooms. The harem mirrored the kingdom, beauty, intrigue, and deep abiding sadness. The ultimate performance of desire for an audience of one. Now we tread on dangerous ground, my love, where history becomes a whisper. Scholars fight about this, the idea of sacred prostitution, devotion expressed with the body in certain temples, for certain gods. Women, sometimes men, offering themselves in a holy act, a union of mortal and divine, a physical prayer. Scandalous to imagine, but the evidence is thin, like a veil. A few lines from Herodotus, some art interpretations. No Egyptian text commands, "Come, sin for the gods." A mystery, a ghost story academics tell. Yet the idea lingers, too poetic, too tragic to let go. Perhaps a misunderstanding, projections of foreign fantasies, or maybe real, a secret cult, a rite so sacred, so taboo, never written down, only experienced. A secret between devotee and God, in dark holy chambers. It's the not knowing that's intoxicating, a what-if that hangs like incense, forcing us to question faith, sin, the body. Were they holy sinners, or misunderstood women? We may never know. Beauty is power, darling. They knew that better than anyone. Pharaohs, soldiers, priests. They commanded rooms, not just with words, but with a look. Coal-lined, legendary. It wasn't just makeup, it was a shield, a spell, a declaration, warding off the evil eye and the harsh glare of Ra. Ground galena mixed with oil, iconic coal. A ritual before battle, in field or court. Their war paint, and their love potion. Red ochre on lips and cheeks, sun-kissed skin, elaborate skincare, wigs scented with perfume. Peacocks, beautiful and proud. Constructing beauty was constructing destiny. A beautiful, dangerous vanity, not weakness but strength, divinity, power. I am here. Look at me. Remember me. We do. The coal-lined eyes, a look both challenge and invitation, captivating us for millennia. A different kind of blue. They say love is forever. The Egyptians took that literally. When sun time ended, they didn't want the dark alone. They believed in an afterlife, a field of reeds, and wanted loved ones with them. Whispers tell of wives and concubines who followed kings into forever, and pets, cats to Bastet, loyal dogs, even crocodiles and baboons, wrapped for eternity. It's tender and eerie to love so much you can't bear an afterlife apart. Wrap the little body, place a tiny coffin, whisper spells, hoping to reunite. A love letter in linen and resin. Wait for me, I'll find you, forever is our today. A melancholy blue, a color of devotion that refuses to fade. In the 1990s, a German scientist examined mummies, including the priestess Henut Tawi, and found something impossible: traces of cocaine and nicotine. Plants thought to grow only in the Americas. The Academy went crazy. Contamination, mistake, hoax, because the alternative would rewrite history. Yet tests were repeated by different scientists in different labs with the same results. So what does it mean? Did they have a secret? Did papyrus boats chase the setting sun to a new world? Or were there lost plants with the same compounds, Egyptian flora now extinct, botanical ghosts? It remains a delicious, frustrating mystery, a tiny chemical anomaly hinting at a larger, more connected world. A story we've lost the key to, a different kind of blue. When love wasn't enough, they turned to magic. Scribes, magicians, dealers in desire. They commissioned spells, written on papyrus, folded and hidden away. Curses to bind a lover, drive away a rival, ignite a cold heart. Love magic, the darkest art. One spell whispers, bring him to me, make him love me, make him unable to eat, to drink, to sleep, until he comes to my arms. Desperate, dangerous, a little crazy. Effigies pierced and buried, so the doll's fate became the person's reality. A love that consumes, where passion blurs into possession. Playing with fire, hoping not to burn. The secret side of Egyptian love, domain of the desperate, lovesick, scorned, a reminder that for every beautiful love story, there is a darker one. And so the tape runs out. The night is almost over. We've walked through the Valley of the Kings, Queens of Desire, and seen the secrets they tried to bury. The sibling lovers, the magic spells, the ghosts of impossible journeys. A story different from Daylight's version. Sadder, stranger, more beautiful. For all their gold and gods, they were just like us, searching for connection, burning with desire, terrified of being alone. The past isn't dead, darling. It's not even past. It's sleeping, waiting for someone to listen to its heartbeat. The Nile's secrets are about the human heart, unchanged in 4,000 years. We still write love poems, even if it's a text. We still promise with perfume. We still want forever. So, what surprised you most? Tell me your wildest theory. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Meet me for our next late-night rendezvous. This was for the lovers, the dreamers, the ones who know the best stories are whispered in the dark.